All right.
We're live.
I'm live. I'm live.
It's been
Are
a
you
while.
live?
I'm live now.
Okay.
It's been too long. We forgot what we were doing.
I'm wheeling and dealing here, trying to sell the
We ever knew we were doing in the
the old
first place.
purple big nose.
Yeah? You got a potential buyer?
Yeah, he's not very close. We're $11,000 apart here. Yeah, that's a lot of monies. For 11 G's, I'm inclined to take all the parts off and then sell it at stock. But I mean, if you're gonna buy this thing, you want it the way I set it up. I'm telling you, it's freaking good. As good as that car can be.
Oh, here you go, Mike T. You guys are fancy. That was a slick new intro.
I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is all Mike T. He said he's trying to class it up a little bit. So good luck with that.
I'm all about the class.
Yeah.
I'm a class act. Got in a real bad fight on the comments yesterday. I said I'm not supposed to be participating in comments.
In the Facebook group or on YouTube?
I don't know. Somewhere on Facebook.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
What were you fighting about?
The closets. They're freaking awesome. These dorks are like... When have I ever steered anybody wrong? And that's what this guy's argument was. He's like, I bought half of... You guys designed my whole garage and half of it's junk. I'm like, what? There's no way. It's not possible. Maybe you had like one thing fail and you didn't like that and you didn't want to buy another one or something, but no way. And so I got in a fight with that. And then I said, all right, get out of here. But like the closets are freaking great. So here's the deal with closets, right? So,
Okay.
I went to Helen. I was there last week, and we bought the closets, and the struggle with these things. So I'm the guy, right? I'm the quote unquote CEO of the business. So I'm the rich guy with the mansion, and I'm carrying 80-pound blocks of wood because I want the result, and there's no way to get this result without me doing some portion of it myself. So I'm second guessing this. I'm like, if I'm Johnny Rich guy and I'm gonna buy some fancy closets for my mansion, this hypothetical,
Right.
Would I want to be carrying 80-pound blocks of wood to put into the basement and then carrying it up to the upstairs master and then carrying it to the laundry room? Would I want to be doing that?
And there's 12,000 pounds worth, right?
Yeah, it's 10,000 pounds worth of stuff, right? And now I got some helpers, right?
Yeah.
Got some buddies. You would have Johnny Rich guy would call a couple buddies, right? And so if I'm Johnny Rich guy, would I want to do this? And I think my answer is yes. So I started asking myself, I said, what if I actually was Matt Rich guy? And not the facade of that, right? So what if I was like just a customer? Now I was thinking about like my car. Like I just got a $200,000 Porsche, and I wanted it to be delivered with dirt and stickers all over it, so that I could do it, right? And I think there's a large percentage of the general public, or the large percentage of the sort of the wealthy American that wouldn't want to do this. But
Definitely.
There's a small percentage, which is the obsessed garage, probably the people here listening. Maybe if I would wager the lion's share of the people on here aren't a Brad Rich guy, but Brad is going to be rich at some point in his life, likely, if he works hard. And so then the Brads and the Johns and the Tims and the Bills of the world that are obsessed, when you get your mansion and you want to put some fancy closets in it, would you want to be a part of it, or do you want to just pass it off? Now, closets aren't my thing, but I like organization. My thing is, washing cars and playing with car parts, right? That's my thing. But if temporarily closets are my thing, I want to be able to go online. I want to be able to learn all about it. I want to be able to watch some videos. I want to be able to see some examples, some hypothetical, some examples of what does this cost? Because it's probably cost a lot more than you think, because it's frickin' particle board with some laminate on it, right? And it's drawers and some other little accoutrements to go in there. But the current system, you have to deal with the multi-level marketing nonsense of dealing with some wannabe fake designers, and we all know it's modular stuff. It's really simple. So here I am. I got my, my Georgia mansion, and the white glove delivery guys show up, and they're not going to frickin' carry this stuff. They're going to just throw it on the driveway, right? And so you have to deal with the fact that, the guys don't show up on time, and you're fighting to get them there, and then they show up there, and they have the wrong truck, and they get stuck in the driveway, and their oil's leaking everywhere, and they don't know what they're doing, and so you have to involve yourself in it. It's not like if you go to California Closets and you get Mary comes out with her little baby little sample tape measure, and she starts measuring and then gives you some goofy version of what a custom closet should look like, and then they charge you a bajillion dollars to do that because they see that you're a Johnny Rich guy, and they stick it to you, and they try to get you as much as they can for this frickin' particle board. So I was asking myself while I'm going through this project, is this something that I want to do? And at the end of it, when it's all done, and I was ready to quit 10 times through the project, this is where the magic is. I want to do this. I don't care how much money I had. I don't care how many people I had in my life. I would want to be a part of this. I want to be able to shop for it. I want to be able to, kind of price it out. Then I want to be able to work with somebody to get the actual design correct, and then I'll deal with the shipping people and fight the fight. Just like when I buy a Porsche, you got to fight to get your car delivered. You got to fight to get it delivered the way you want. You've got to work for it. It's not fight, but it's work for it. And there's something satisfying no matter where you are in life and how much money you got, the work for it part. Now, if you're not very handy, it doesn't matter. You can still carry some wood planks into position, and then you have your buddy Mike do it, and you hold the level. It's kind of, but even that is, to me, more satisfying than hiring Mary to come out and give you some jank crap. So at the end of the project, yes, these closet things have cam locks. Yes, it's a similar modular structure to most modular structured things. There isn't a custom wood version, and the reason there isn't is because it would cost $30,000 per closet. It's just not practical. I wish it was. They would send you out like some oak, right? And that's like stained, and you kind of bolt it in place, and it was modular and didn't require you to like be a master craftsman, but it doesn't exist. And so I'm not, I had one custom closet done. It was like, $18,000 or something like that. And it wasn't very practical. It was freaking stupid. Didn't work right. So this stuff is particle board. That has a really awesome laminate on it, and they laminate all the edges. Just a lot of other advantages. But anyway, I got in a fight because just like buckets, this is just like Krenzel pressure washers. It's just like everything. There are pros and cons to everything, and I would argue, and this gets some real insecure dorky bros real mad, that people trust my judgment. They value my judgment. Well, I'm a freaking psychopath, and if the darn particle board is good enough for me, I'm telling you, it's good enough for you. It's good enough for a multi-million-dollar house, a $100 million house. It's better than what most closets get, unless you have a master craftsman who comes and builds you something custom on site. And that's not happening. So you can instead, pay $5,000-$6,000 and have a closet put together. And the argument is, well, I can get that at IKEA. No, you can't. If you could, then I wouldn't have to do this. I would have just bought it at IKEA and been done with it. But it doesn't exist. Oh, the Container Store has the same thing. No, it doesn't. I've been there. This stuff is junk. This is not. So, anyway, that was on top of my mind. That's what I was fighting about.
There you go. Those of you who had the under on the rant, at 8 minutes, you cash your tickets.
God dang it. I mean, it's just like, cut me some slack here, and I need to just stay out of the comments, because these frickin' soy boy dorks, always want to frickin' fight me because they didn't come up with it. Well, you don't have to buy it.
While we're on the subject here, CMAC asked, what's the pricing estimate, for example, in the Helen guest room? Is there going to be a video on that? Or
Yeah. So I made a specific video. So let's say like the guest room is like a 7-foot closet. Say no. Yeah, what did I say? It was like 9 feet long. So 9 feet long. You did some long hang, some other stuff. I think that was like $3,200, $3,400. And so it probably, like, if you went to like a ClosetMaid or something, it'd probably be somewhere around $5,000, to do a closet, something like that. So it's 2/3 of the cost, but you got to fight for it, right? So you can go to ClosetMaid and they just do it. You don't have to fight anything. You just have to deal with the garbage material that they're using. And so for most people, it's not the right thing. But for me, the whole thesis of this whole thing is, if I like it, if I wanted it, others probably want it too. And so I'm convinced. And then there's 100 other things that we're going to develop that are not easy, that people are going to have to work for it. For example, you can't do a custom install pressure washer without working for it. I can send you all the equipment. I get you 90% of the way there with all the parts and pieces you need, but you still need plumbing, you still need electrical, you still need to mount it to the wall, you still need to do blocking or drywall. You still have to do that stuff. And so I was pretty convinced that through a concept of Destination OG, if simple, amazing closets existed, I would be all over it. Let me just buy it, not deal with it. I wouldn't be selling it, but it doesn't. And so I'm doing it.
Here you go. So smart in the comments to your point says, hey, Matt, this is a real issue. I would have loved to buy them from you, but I just needed them done without me managing it.
And that's most people, right? And so if you're not, into managing it, then you're going to have to just deal with you're getting crappy closets in comparison. So that was the other thing, is that this, and I don't have the interest in building out a install platform. I'm just not interested in doing that. But that would be perfect, right? You could have these great closets, but then it would cost more. So part of the DIY component, or you have a handyman component, and dealing with the shipping and all that crap, part of that is going to weed out, a large percentage of people. And I get that. And I'm not looking to sell it to everybody, but I've done that 7 times now. I went and looked at it. I've had 7 different types of closets in 6 different houses. 5 different houses. Something like that. And every single one of them was a gosh darn nightmare. I hated it.
CJ wants to know, are there shipping options to Washington State?
Yeah, but you're going to freaking pay out the rear. No. I think net, so someone in Washington is not getting as good of a quote-unquote deal because you have to ship this, 12,000 pounds across the country. But, I think net, you're still going to be a little less than if you hired California Closets, and you're getting a better thing. But you've got to do it. That's the part that most people aren't going to be interested in doing. But I'm not doing this for most people. I'm doing it for us, the people that are like this, that are like me, that are maniacs. So.
All right, we'll get to some other questions here. The first one in here from Travis Baird. Will we be able to pre-order an OG spotless deionizer this spring, or is it further out? I'm trying to decide if I should do a CR spotless or wait for the OG.
I don't know. Our first prototype was pretty close. So now we're going to second, third iterations. We obviously have to do some testing and stuff like that. I just don't want to rush it. So I don't know. My guess is it'll be longer than what I would say, which is usually overly optimistic. So my guess is, if I were, my overly optimistic estimate is we'd have it in a month or 2. That's probably not going to happen. So we're looking at, in Matty estimation terms, probably the fall. If you were unfactoring Matty estimation, then yeah, I'd say okay, I'll give you a concede that we're going to do it in June. Well, that means we're going to do it in July of 2028. So no, but we're pretty far along. We've made a lot of decisions. Now we have to get it to be functional, and then we have to test it, and we have to try to break it and all that stuff.
All right, David wants to know, which Lutron Cassetta switch would you recommend for the OG 4-bulb fixtures?
You can't dim the 4 bulbs, so you would need just the on-off. And so I don't know the model number, but it would be just one of their on-off switches. In RAW 2, it's like 8NS. It's like RRD 8NS. So it's like an 8 amp on-off switch. Because you can't do the dim capability. So that's the wireless version there. That's the DVWH. So if you're going to do 3-way like multiple switches, that's it there. That one.
This one?
No, the one on the left. No, that's not it either. It's the one on the left. So you need the wired version of an on-off. So it's the Caseta on-off. You can't do like the Pico looking dimmer thing because you can't dim those lights.
Let's see. Dan Pfeiffer, our buddy in Minneapolis, says, "Good afternoon from Minnesota. Hope everyone at OG is doing well. Glad to have the podcast back. It's been a while. Planning on visiting again in March. Chris, I'll send you an email. Sounds good. Come on by. We do have an open house as well, by the way. We should talk about that. February let me make sure I'm going to say that right. 25th?
Yeah.
Have an open house? Yep, the 25th.
It's going to be fun. Perfect weather. It's the perfect time of year to do it. It's not hot. Hopefully it won't be cold. Hopefully it won't be raining. Should be awesome.
February 25th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Put that on your calendar. Let's see. Lots of comments here about being late, but we weren't really late, but we kind of didn't order. It's my fault, probably. Guess I'll go watch Pan the Organizer. Yeah, Tim, go watch him. Philippe, our buddy from Canada, says, "Hi. Glad to see the podcast back." Yep, we're happy to be back. Can we get a classic Matty rant? Yes, Matt Duffy, you got your wish. 2 house questions for you, Matt. This is from Alex. Mm-hmm. Are you thinking about solar for the current house?
I was, but no, I don't think so. I mean, I think unless, the lesson learned from Arbor Hills, unless you're going to like stay there for a long time, like you're building the house that you plan on keeping, it's just cost prohibitive. Now I got out of it because, we had some massive appreciation, and so I was able to kind of get out of it relatively unscathed. But so this house, it would be such a losing proposition that, I mean, how long am I really going to be there? Let's be honest. It probably won't be that long. So, yeah, I'm not going to mess with it here. But if I build a house in Woodgate, I would want to design it into the project.
It's a good segue, because his other question is, how long until you develop the Woodgate lot?
Yeah, I don't have a time frame. I would guess not anytime soon, and in the next couple of years. But it depends on what happens with our product sales, and depends on what happens economically, and so I don't anticipate building anything in the next year, but who knows? We'll see.
Joseph Corger says, "Welcome back, guys. I was getting antsy for a dialed-in podcast. Question: is there a space to rent mountain bikes at Destination OG? Obviously, we can't fly in with ours."
Yeah, I'm sure there probably is. That's on my list of things to go figure out. I guarantee you there are. I don't know how much mountain biking is on the west side of the mountains there. In North Georgia, or the sort of the west side of the Smokies. The east side, there's tons over near Brevard, like in that area. But I'm sure you could do a pretty simple Google search of how to rent mountain biking or go mountain biking in Helen. I haven't really gotten into that yet, but it's on my short list of things to go figure out.
Neil White says, "Hey Matt, would love to know how you all got that delivery truck unstuck from the Helen driveway."
So those trucks have an open diff. So it wasn't the high side. It wasn't the thing sitting on the driveway that was holding it up. It was the fact that all the weight had come out of the truck, and so the right side, the right wheel had tons of traction because it was sitting, but it was kind of cocked with the left wheel up in the air, and so naturally, when you have an open diff, all the torque goes to the wheel that's not touching. And so I was trying to ignore the whole darn thing, just pretend it's not happening, and Mike had given up, and so then finally I said, you know what, I got to go solve this problem because these guys aren't figuring it out. I had 2 pieces of 4 inch by 8 inch thick cedar that I had from something, that was in the elevator shaft. So I went and grabbed those two, and they're 8 feet long, so 4 inches thick, like big hunks of wood. And so I said, let's do this. So I put one behind the wheel, so we could back up, and that got the frame of the truck off of the driveway, so it wasn't gouging in. So we could back up a little bit, and then I put the second 8-footer in front, so it basically drove up onto this 4-inch plank of wood, and then drove onto the new plank of wood, and then got up the hill. So I should have done that in the first frickin' 5 minutes, but I was trying to pretend it wasn't happening.
Philippe wants to know, hey, Matt, any new Milwaukee Tools coming to the OG store for 2023?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about all the accessory stuff being now really modular. So they came out with unloaded, like the little red flip things, like the little suitcase things that you can put all the bits and stuff in. So Milwaukee came out with a small, medium, large, and then they came out with an injection molded piece that you can snap into different places inside of those little suitcase foldy things. And so imagine we make a Torx version with just Torx bits and with just flat blade bits and just PH1 bits or PH2 or PZ. And so I'm going to be able to put the whole collection together in a portable and storable version instead of just throwing it in a tray and trying to sift through it to find a T15 bit. And so instead, I'm going to have it set up to where all that stuff is nice and highly organized. So that's coming. And then they're always replacing tons of tools. So like the high-speed long neck ratchets are coming out. There's a new version, I think, of the drills. So there's all kinds of new stuff coming.
We get emails basically weekly with new stuff that comes out from them. Oh, let's see here. Alien wants to know, will the next giveaway car have a subset of items from the store to gain entries, or will the entire store be included? Oh, just a subset.
Yeah, a subset, and then we'll have the option to just buy virtual raffle tickets, which is just easier, and an option to add on to your purchase. Like, hey, I'd like to just, as I'm purchasing, add, the $200 to it to gain entries. Hopefully lots of people opt to that because then it's profitable. But yeah, no, it doesn't do me any good to sell what we're already selling and then give away a $300,000 car. I've got to raise some additional sales. We've got to sell some other stuff.
Let's see. Steve Rose says, what's up, peeps? I'll be glad when winter is over so I can keep a somewhat dialed-in car.
Yeah, I hear that. It's got to suck.
Yeah, winter's over here in Florida. It was cool this morning, though. Balu says, Balu, I picked up a 997.1 GT3 yesterday after Matt got me looking at them with the giveaway GT3 RS.
Yeah.
Like that you made a sale.
Right.
You get no credit.
It's the Dot 1 is such a cool car too. I'd love to have one of those, like the Signal Green or the Pumpkin. That'd be so cool. That's the 3.6 liter. A little different headlights. It's a pretty raw car. I've never driven one, but I've watched all kinds and read all kinds of stuff about it. I'm quickly becoming a bit of a subject matter expert in GT3 RS's 997s. So, and that's part of the fun, is the immersion into something. That's the lion's share of the reason why I decided to buy a slightly janked one, so that way I'll know what to do when I get a really nice one.
Is that the pumpkin color?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. All right, let's see. Neil White says, Johnny Rich Guy would be great on a T-shirt. That could be for the giveaway T-shirt.
I'm just trying to create some hypotheticals here.
MJ Naples has another good idea. He said, can we get a Tig Brush scented candle in the OG store?
It does smell pretty good.
Let's see. Hey there, this is from RSR in SoCal. Any updates with with griots from the SEMA conversation?
What was that question again? Sorry.
Any updates with griots from the SEMA conversation?
I don't care. I'm not doing it. I didn't call them.
Let's see. Techno15 wants to know, I know you're into home audio, but have you ever been interested in vintage audio? I would love to get you in the hobby because how thorough you are with everything.
No. I like new stuff. The old stuff, as soon as it's old, gets stinky to me. So here's a good question. So the guy, this is pretty common. So the guy says, who wants to buy my car. Unfortunately, you're never going to get your money back that you put into your vehicles. Well, I've proven it a freaking 100 times that I do, whether it's barely used or not. So I buy a part. Let's say I buy an exhaust.
Okay.
First off, I buy the exhaust at wholesale. So buying it 40% off, right? 40% off. So I'm buying the exhaust wholesale, and I install it on the car. Now the car has 100 miles on it. Really, it has 60 miles on it and the exhaust has 0 miles on it because that hasn't even been put on yet. So let's say that exhaust was $10,000, which is just simple math. So I buy that exhaust for $6,000.
Okay.
And then I go to somebody and say, look, the exhaust is already on the car. It's already installed. The cars. This is a weird circumstance because it's new. So I'm selling the exhaust for $4,500.
Okay.
I think it's a pretty fair. It's a pretty fair deal, right? Boy. Yeah, so let me just respond to him. You do some talking.
All right. Well, you're getting your two-step verification, so I'm trying to get your email here so I can do this for you. Let's see. Any set date for Smokies 2023? That's a good question. I don't know the answer, but I'll get that for you. The guy arguing on Facebook was an idiot. Okay, that's good. Matt's going to flip that table over, says Neil White. That'd be tough, but he could probably do it. How'd they get the truck out of the driveway? We covered that. Toda says there's a full walk-around video with prices and renders coming soon. Very cool. Been lurking? Glad you're back. Been lurking. Join Hex Plus and start ordering 2 weeks away. UPS driver is an OG fan. Oh, excellent. That's cool, KY. Thanks for that. Does Matt have any secret hobbies that he doesn't talk about, like a sport or something like that?
What?
Matt doesn't. He says he doesn't have hobbies.
Yeah, hobbies are for losers.
Yeah. Do you have any secret hobbies, like knitting or?
No. I have a really hard time with just doing things for fun. You're an expert at this. I'll just do it. It's cool. Go on a trip, see something interesting. Do it once. I immediately go to, like, when we go on a hike, I immediately go into, like, how do I compete for, world title for hike? And I started watching videos on the guy that hiked the Appalachian Trail in the shortest amount of time, and I'm like, I start thinking, well, now I'm not going to get to that guy's level, but I could at least be, like, good enough to, like, have a conversation with that guy because I did it in whatever, 80 days or something like that. So I have a hard time just saying, I'm just going for a hike. And maybe I'll go for another hike, a couple of years from now. No, I start thinking about, well, what if I hiked like 6 days a week? How good could I get at that? Now, I'm never going to actually do that.
Right.
But this is why hobbies don't really work for me.
Then you have to go buy all the hiking stuff, too. I think you like that more than hiking itself.
Yeah.
Getting the hiking pants.
Yeah.
Jose says, thanks for offering the Mocha Master. I ordered it through the OG store, and all the coffee lovers in my household love it.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
So we sold one of them?
Oh, yeah, we sold a few.
Oh, yeah.
That's surprising.
Oh, the Mocha Master is the little one, not the big.
Yeah, I don't think it's the big fancy one.
Yeah.
Jack Hay says, hey, Matt, Dundon exhaust or something else for the touring?
Dundon. Yeah, Dundon headers, and I'm going to do the titanium center section, but I'm doing it later. I'm just going to take my time on this car, and that way I can really enjoy and anticipate it coming when I'm ready for it, instead of it showing up, sitting there for 2 months till I can actually put it on.
KY wants to know, what's the floor to top of OG bucket on a dolly measurement? I don't know. Support probably has that answer.
Yeah, I used to know.
Email support Obsessed Garage, KY. Michael Taylor says, hey, Matt, I love my Aspire closet, and thanks again for the help at Christmas.
Yeah, he had to work for it, though, right? So he had to work for it, and I'm telling you, he can vouch for this. I mean, it's just different. It's different stuff. It's different than any other closet I've ever encountered. And I've seen all the ones that I know of. I've seen, touched, felt, considered buying, had quotes done. And then it becomes remarkably clear when I have that closet. I have a ClosetMaid closet there, and I've had a California closet. I've had a custom off-the-wall closet. I've had a couple other brands. It's different.
Steve Rose says he likes the white wire shelving. That's a closet made.
Right, yeah.
That's from here.
Yeah,
in
the
Ocala.
ClosetMaid makes that stuff.
Let's see. Can you excuse me, this is from Alfredo. Could you do a Matt and Mike podcast? Matt and Mike F, I think is what he's asking.
Yeah, we've been thinking about doing a live weekend podcast, weekly, and actually doing like a real podcast and making it like a business. So, and in fact, we're looking at buying like an old shack and like turning it into a podcast studio.
Yeah,
and
that worried me.
Yeah.
A shack is a nice way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua wants to know any updates on the Destination OG vehicle plans now that the Purple Pig Nose is for sale. I was really looking forward to experiencing an OG dialed M3, but I'm sure whatever's planned will be epic.
Yeah, I mean, I really want a 718 Spider is what I really would like to have there. That would be the goal. That's what I want to have.
Then Obsessed Garage, I think this is our Mike T chimed in talking about the giveaway. We also might be having a track day where people can come join us this summer. That is true, too. Michael Taylor, I bought 2 SVS Micros with sound paths from you. I have a lot of problems with them disconnecting with the receiver. One for an Ambio, one off an NAD C700. Should I look at the tri-band?
Yeah, I mean, that could be the issue. I keep trying to get the tri-band to test it out. But that would be the trial. I think the tri-band could solve it. It's, from what I can tell, the best wireless sub receiver transmitter that exists. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. I think it's like $180 or something like that. But I think that one could be the solve for people that have connectivity issues. There could be something interfering with it, in the house. Who knows? But especially if anything's in an enclosure like a cabinet or something like that, the tri-band should solve all of that.
MX304 wants to know, how long before Michelle from Lady Lake demands you move to the Helen house?
Yeah, she's not going to do that.
Yeah. I think she likes it down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
H2O says, hey, yes, you. We love you, Maddie. From Dubai with love. You have an admirer in Dubai. Scott wants to know, what are your recommendations for hiking boots? I've been looking at Salomons.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried a lot of them, but Salomons are the ones that I'm using. Salomon XT or something like that. They're freaking great.
Ooh, I know you like this question here. From Steve Richardson, what are your thoughts on home control, Alexa, etc.?
Oh, God, no. That's white trash fancy at its finest. I don't understand the point. What are they going to do? Hey, Alexa, what's the weather? Just freaking look on your phone. The other thing I argue with, like why do people in radio still talk about traffic and weather? Like, what are they doing? The traffic has nothing to do with you unless you happen to be in that one area. It's just dumb. So become relevant. I don't know what that has to do with Alexa, but like
weather.
Alexa, turn my lights purple. You shouldn't have lights that turn purple in the first place. Right? It doesn't make any sense. So, like, what are you gonna do with that? Alexa, turn the dishwasher on. Well, I don't use a dishwasher. I mean, I have one, but I never use the darn thing. Just wash the dishes. So the one time where you're sitting on the couch where you just ate like a half a gallon of ice cream and you're too sick to get up and dim the lights, maybe it becomes helpful. But other than that, I just don't see the point of having any kind of goofy white trash fancy home control stuff. So I do like the idea of quality lighting control, so we're making that transition in the Darlington house. I'd also like distributed audio in certain areas like the pool deck or like the master bath, things like that. But integrating all that together just doesn't make any sense. It's just a potential failure point. So I like dedicated systems. Like I like dedicated lighting. I like dedicated audio, like dedicated video. I don't like to try to distribute it throughout and then control it all from one source. It just doesn't, unless you have some really large property that's very, very sophisticated with security and all that kind of stuff. I just don't see how that helps you other than complicating things and making you look like a dork when you're talking to some freaking stupid hockey puck that's on your kitchen countertop. It doesn't really help me. Well, Alexa, what's the Wall Street Journal saying today? Like, who's going to do that? It doesn't make any sense.
Brian Schwab wants to know, hey, Matt, do you think that this would be the last M3 you would purchase, given how much more out of touch the car is emotionally?
I mean, last new one, yeah. Yep, I think it's probably it.
Also, any thoughts on the CS M3 as a giveaway car?
No. It's just an uglier version of the current ugly M3. Yeah. No, man, I think I'll probably get suckered in again, but I think this is it. Yeah, the M2 interests me, but I'll probably hate that too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happens from here.
All right, Sir Haji Bob wants to know, can you do a video of the E36 Interior? I have the older Recaro Speeds on order for mine and want to see how it turned out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll certainly have a lot coming up here in the fall as we do a giveaway on that car. But yeah, I need to do some of that, some updates on it. The problem with the Speeds is that, man, that freaking bolster is I'm too freaking wide for it. But it's better than the Vaders because you sit quite a bit lower.
Let's see. Benjamin Reyes wants to know, what is the stove with the red knobs called?
Wolf is the brand. Yeah.
And that's Wolf, W-O-L-F.
Wolf, W-O-L-F, yeah, Wolf.
Ben Finner
Wolf. Yeah.
Says, my Solo 460 Li spray bottle broke the neck falling 4 feet while full.
Huh.
The piece is not sold by Solo. Wondering if I designed a much stronger replacement, if anyone would be interested.
I mean, I don't know that we're selling zillions of those things, so, I mean, I think it's one of those, well, shoot, time to get a new one.
Jay Eichhorn says, rant on this. Forget HOAs. Try fighting a historic preservation association to tear down a decrepit old barn and build a new garage. Infuriating.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's so stupid. Just
luck,
accidentally light it on fire or something,
Oops. Steve Westwood wants to know, when are we getting some Porsche content?
I think the video should be done today, maybe.
Which one, on the gentleman?
Yeah, on the touring, and then I'll have the RS back next week, and I'll be back hardcore on that.
Let's see here. As business grows and newcomers join, what are your plans to maintain structure and scrappy vibe in the community? TJB wants to know. It's not to fight with people.
Yeah, I just ignore people, post and ghost. Ban people, just kick them out. So we'll have moderation. And if I continue to just stay on the path of this thesis, and that shoot, if I like it, then others will. It doesn't have to get corporate. And same thing with our content, like the videos that we make and the posts that we make. I mean, there's not going to be some like corporate committee that comes up with it. I mean, it has to be organic. It has to be authentic. So that I think solves a lot there.
Vince Morella wants to know, hey guys, my closet system is currently en route. Any OG spec hangers that y'all would suggest?
I like, they stopped making them, was the Bed Bath & Beyond heavy-duty plastic hanger. I just like plastic hangers better. I feel like when you do the fancy wooden ones, like the cedar ones and stuff, it like messes up your shirts. And I've tried like some different fancy-looking things, but I found that the best hangers are the ones, again, Bed Bath & Beyond, heavy-duty. I think they're discontinued. So I tried to buy them, and so I found like a sort of heavy-duty one from Amazon. They aren't quite as good. I think it's that Salt or something like that from Amazon. But that's been my favorite. Michelle has these fancy ones, and they grip your shirts, but I feel like they stretch out the necks and mess them up.
I also don't like getting the little pinch.
Yeah, that little pokey point on your shoulder, which the plastic round ones don't do. But I don't like the floppy ones. I like them thick and so they won't flex. The thicker, heavier duty plastic is much more durable and less chance of you getting creases and stretching out your shirts and stuff.
All right, Adam wants to know, is there any ETA on a potential Milwaukee Vacuum and Dupree steamer in the OG store?
Dupree said they only sell direct, so I'm not giving up hope. So I think you have to buy it from them only. The Milwaukee Vacuum, yeah. As we develop the vacuum solution, I want cordless, corded, and then custom. And so I think the Milwaukee's going to foot the bill. There's another version of it coming out as well. I'd like to test before we launch it, but it's pretty good. Now it does rifle through batteries, but I mean that's to be expected. They chose to have it be powerful and not battery efficient.
You gotta have 2 batteries for those, right?
Yeah, it won't even run on one. Yep.
Jeff G wants to know, any thoughts or recommendations for insulating a garage located in colder climates? My windows and doors are good, so I'm thinking the slab is the biggest heat loss. Should I insulate the slab?
I'm not really sure how you would do that, other than you'd put some sort of radiant heat in the floor, which kind of hurts your efficiency. But it's probably too late to do that unless you chopped it up. Yeah, I don't think you could do much unless you put like some sort of like vapor barrier down and put hardwood in there or something. But obviously that's not going to be an option. So, yeah, I mean, I think the thing you could do is the doors and windows are the big insulated issues. But I don't think there's much you could do about the floor.
Mike Karf says, so Olin's road and track setup is the best setup for the E92. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger.
Yeah, but do it through 3DM. Don't just buy random. Hit up 3DM Motorsport, and he has different springs and a different valved shock system. But yeah, I think it's the best option.
Andrew wants to know, how's the hose for the new vacuum coming?
It's on my list to start ordering. I haven't found anything yet because I need to start ordering a bunch of stuff to start testing it out.
Gerald Mikielski Jr. says, when doing tint on the OG cars, what is your setup and percentages?
Most of my cars, because we're in Florida and it's so darn harsh, I do 70% on the windshield and 20% on the sides. The G80 I did 35% because it's going to go up to Helen, but generally speaking, it's like 70-20 or like 70-30, and I don't know, the freaking tint percentages aren't as, they're kind of ambiguous. Like it's like I feel like in the old days 35% was 35% and 20% was 20%, but I feel like the 20% is really 35%. I don't know. But that's generally what I do. 20% XPEL, whatever that crap is called, Prime, XR Plus, Premium Minus, and I always use 70% on the windshield. I think 90 is a little lean. If you're real sensitive, you drive a ton at night, I do 90% on the windshield, but 70% seems to work really well. If you go 50, it gets too dark on the windshield.
Jose wants to know, any plans on working with Active to develop an exclusive pro-based pressure washer that's serviceable? Curious what a 5-piston pump can do in a serviceable pressure washer.
Yeah, I mean, that was the original plan, but I don't know that. I mean, I don't know. They just don't. They don't seem to be like supporting as much as I would like. So, I don't want to do it with somebody and then they go frickin' sell it everywhere. So I'll probably do it myself.
Josh Walks wants to know, which credit cards do you use?
Amex Platinum, and I have a Chase Business Inc. that's for a business account, and then I have an old Merrill Lynch Bank of America card. So I have, on the personal side, I've got Amex Platinum, that Merrill Lynch card, which is just the Bank of America Visa, and then I have the Apple card. On the business side, I've got Amex Platinum and the Chase Business Inc. So those are the two cards I do. So one Amex, one Visa, basically is what I use, and then I just have the Apple card because I think it's cool.
XDM Wakeboarder, I don't know what this means, but you will, I think. GTX Mids? Question mark.
What?
Is that? I don't know. I figured you would know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, good. Jack Hay, having done the CCB swap on the M2 CS, I'm looking to do this conversion.
Mm-hmm.
If I buy one, but I share your disdain for the S55. So, do you know if the process would be the same for an N55 M2?
Yeah, same thing. You need to do the brake booster, so the kit will come. So you need to swap the brake booster. You need to have somebody code it. So hit up Alpine MSS, and because I guess there's some something to do with the brake sensors, brake wear sensors, and also the clamping force. I think it would all be hydraulic, but I don't know if there's some sort of electric to assist to that or something. And then just do the swap.
Nia White says, "My mom has Alexa. She talks to it like it's her friend." I can see that.
Yeah, that's what the moms do.
Dustin Lee predicts that 10 years from now you'll buy back the purple pig nose.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Boss wants to know, "Hey Matt, with long lead times for products, how do you still stay interested while waiting?"
Well, I mean, I'm kind of jaded at this point because I always have all kinds of stuff coming.
There's always 47 things.
Yeah. So that's it's not a fair question for me. But yeah, generally I would just keep watching videos and keep reading descriptions, and and I would try to stagger it so I can always have cool stuff coming. It would be, and that's basically that's what I do. But I have many things coming at all times, it seems.
Let's see. Waba, our own Michael Waba, jumped in the chat here to say that the Brewster GT3 Touring intro video will be up next week. So that's when the Porsche bros can get their content. MB wants to know, "Hey Matt, are you going to March Madness again this year?"
Yeah, it's not looking very good. Villanova's not doing so great, so maybe not.
Let's see. Chad wants to know, "I know the PPN is on the way out, but will there be any more videos from the installs that you've done on it already?"
Yeah, I want to do an update. I'm going to do an exhaust, flyby video once we put the exhaust on next week, and that will be about it. So I'll do a kind of a final walkthrough of what the car ended up like, and then the exhaust video. Unless someone buys it and doesn't want me to do that, but we'll see.
Let's see. Fanky J shares your affinity for those hangers. He said, "I missed those dang hangers. I went looking for those last week and no luck."
Yeah, on the website it says discontinued.
CJ wants to know, given the option here, if you were going to start a business, you got two choices.
Mm-hmm.
Would you choose a detailing business or a dry ice cleaning?
That's a good question. Detailing would cost a lot less to start. The capital investment is much, much lower. But your ability to generate and charge for your time is quite a bit lower. I think it depends on how much money you got to get it started. It also depends on what your location looks like. Like, where are you? Where are you in the world? What is the building that you're going to set up? What does that look like? You don't really have, you could, but you don't have as much of an option to do like a mobile dry ice cleaning. I know there's a bunch of guys that are working on that possibility, but I would think that you would want a facility. You'd want at least a 1,200 square foot garage to be working in with a 2-post lift. I think you could make more money as a dry ice cleaner, being as you'd have much less competition. You'd be doing it at the ground floor, and you have the potential to make quite a bit more money. So if the upside, I think, is much, much greater in dry ice cleaning than it would be in detailing. But ultimately, I would want to offer both. They kind of go hand in hand, where you'd be doing both versions.
Rob wants to know, have you looked at Chief Steamer?
I've seen them. I don't know. Some of the Dupre just really resonates with me.
Chief looks a little more industrial and
not
quite as sleek, but
yeah,
a little hardcore.
It looks kind of janked, American jank.
Let's see. Mike wants to know, do you ever watch Cletus McFarland's channel?
I met Garrett a few times. I generally don't watch it. Sometimes I'll, fumble into a video, watching a video, but generally no.
And would he ever consider testing the Sam's detailing line? I have to imagine his products aren't great for the OG type, but would be curious to see.
I'm sure it's garbage.
What is that, Sam, his detailer?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure it's not good.
Squidward wants to know, why don't you have the rose gold American Express? You're too good for rose gold.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's like pink, I think.
Well, I'm a man, so that's one thing. And one the girl.
Let's see.
Yeah, did you have to pay more for that? Does it give me something special?
No, it's lower than the platinum. Because when I looked into the employee cards, you could get a rose gold, but it costs more, and it gives you nothing.
Yeah, rose gold, American Express. Yeah, give me a hierarchy here.
Ooh, look at that.
What am I, a Mary Kay dealer? You want me to get a gold Cadillac too? While I'm at it.
Let's see. Amex hierarchy. Oh, there you go. That's what you need.
I don't black. Black. Yeah, that's where I'm headed in this world. It's a status symbol.
So there's blue and there's gold. Blue and green, I think, are on the same level.
Yeah, but what about this rose gold?
Gold and rose gold are the same level. It's just different color. Yeah.
Yeah, it's loser level. Yeah, no.
There you go.
No. The plum card, what is that one? That's a business one?
Yeah. That's the green one is what Mike F and I have. Mm-hmm. And then you get the fancy platinum.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the black one there.
Yeah.
Amex black. We're not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Wakeboarder dude chimed in. Remember GTX mids? We didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
He says it's the hiking mid.
Oh, yeah. He's 100% correct. Yeah.
Good job, Wakeboarder. Sorry, we screwed that
what?
up.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just kept thinking wakeboard bindings or wakeboard rack holders or something. You shouldn't have told me his name and I would have figured it out.
That's funny. So, yeah, those are the ones then.
Yeah.
How are the jack shaft openers working out? Are you having any issues?
No. Yeah, they're working great. And nothing's broken yet. They seem to be working all right.
Josh Kozlowski says, what's your go-to pad and compound for buffing out 1500 grit wet sand?
Well, I would probably go from 1500 to 3000 and probably step down, instead of going right to compound. I'm sure, of course, compounds could take that out. If I was going to do that, I would probably want, I'd want the old Meguiar's, M101, but I'd probably do M100 to rip that out, and then I'd go to maybe Jescar, and then maybe perfect finish.
Let's see. Bradley Odette says, hey, Matt, I know you love a good rant, and for lack of a better term, to argue. Neil deGrasse Tyson was on Joe Rogan Experience and said he responds to all of his negative posts, but Joe says to ignore them.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the better thing to do is to ignore it.
You like to ignore them, but
I
get sucked in sometimes.
Yeah, I ignored 90% of them, 98% of them. Just some of them get me, yeah. And you watch that guy? Have you ever seen Neil deGrasse Tyson? You ever watch him? He's a kind of a jerk. Like he's just there's a real arrogance about him. But like a dork arrogance. Like he's just not a good dude. You can just tell, He's just you guarantee he's like a close talker. He gets in your people's bubbles. He's just not a good guy. I can just something about him. Just all of my spidey senses go off with that dude.
All right, let's see. CMAC wants to know: will this be the year that we see old Matty on the Smoking Tire podcast?
I don't know. Probably not.
Hey, Matt, I have a Woodford 6-inch frost-free hose bib on the north end of my building that keeps freezing and is spewing out the vacuum breaker. Is primer the way to go? If so, which one? It's just cold water.
Yeah, I mean, the prior stuff is pretty awesome. And then if you can extend, like, the longer the frost prevention tube, the better possibility you have. And then, insulating it would also help. But, I mean, I think it probably could solve your problem.
All right, Kevin says, I recently got the PSB Alpha P5s. Paired them with a vintage Pioneer SX 780. Giving those speakers a lot of power is awesome. They sound really upmarket. Thanks for exposing me to them.
Yeah, I mean it's a cheap enclosure. You're really low expense. I don't know if I call it low quality, but just they spend the money on the engineering, and they're pretty incredible for what they are. You'd be really disappointed when you open the box. I mean, what is this junk? But then when you listen to them, you're like, holy cow. And yeah, they do respond really well to juice, giving them some juice. The more power, the better.
Mike says, Sam's detailing products are from 4-Star Products, located in Florida.
I don't know what the heck that is either, so that's not a good sign.
Smart says, hey, Matt, can you do a video on moving your toolbox and cabinets? I'm curious how you went about this from Florida to Helen.
Well, we took everything out, and then we just just freaking put them on a dolly and roll them up in a U-Haul and strap them to the side with a bunch of blankets, a bunch of moving blankets. So pretty simple. I mean, pretty easy to do. You just take them apart, take all the stuff out, move them with a dolly, put a moving blanket on the face of it, shove the face up next to the edge of the moving truck, the U-Haul, and then just strap each one individually to the truck. This is how we did it. Worked pretty well. We didn't damage any of them.
Let's see. Jason wants to know, will you be looking into CarPro's dark side?
I don't think so. I don't think it works very well. That's the tire dressing.
Tire and rubber sealant, 500 milliliter.
Yeah, I don't think it works very well.
Cool name, though. Dark side.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one, the tire coating. Yeah, I haven't. I'll try. I'm sure I'll try. I might even have some over there. I'm gonna try it, but I don't think. I think. Yeah, it was the other stuff that I used. The coating that Corey said he didn't love.
Let's see. DS, when you're talking about your buddy Neil deGrasse Tyson, says, Maddie is the ultimate in dork arrogance.
Yeah, let's arm wrestle. See who's a dork.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Tulmankov, this is a very long answered question, I think, but we'll ask it anyway. If Matt had the option to start the Obsessed Garage brand all over again, are there things he would do differently?
Yeah, that's a tough thing to answer. I don't think it's really possible to. I just don't think the whole thing would have happened had I engineered it. It wouldn't have worked. Some of the things I would have done it much sooner. I would have started, making videos and I would have gone right into the business aspect of it. It just wasn't as clear then that could be a thing. And that was the biggest thing, is I would have started it much, much sooner.
Anthony Lucci says he can't stand people who are close talkers. Where did they learn that from?
I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, and he smells a little bit too, probably. He spits on you. Stuff. It's just, I wanted to like him, and then every time I've heard him on multiple things, there's just something that's just not right. There's something off. I don't dislike him. I don't know him. But there's just something, my spidey senses go off. There's something really off about it.
All right, let's see here. Who's that? Spencer must know. Matt, have you planned your SEMA trip for 2023?
No, I book it 4 days before? Yeah.
The dates were just announced.
Yeah,
there you go.
No.
Halloween again. Halloween through November 3rd.
I don't do that. Yeah, I just book it maybe a month before or something, yeah.
Let's see. CMAC confirms rose gold is the same as the gold card. No cost option.
So wouldn't you rather have a gold card instead of a pink card? Unless you're a female Instagram influencer. What would you want that? He's probably just messing with me.
Little House must know, are you ever going to do another Dream Garage giveaway? I just moved into a new place with a 4-car garage, and I need it to be OG spec. Help me, I'm poor.
We were just talking about that yesterday. I mean, I would like to do 2 of those a year would be the goal, So, yes, definitely.
Let's see. Warren wants to know, when you bring your car up to Helen, are you going to do a group cruise through the mountains for some video content?
Probably not. Yeah, I wish I could, but yeah, I don't think I would.
Tom Niz wants to know, how is the giveaway going? The dry ice cleaning giveaway.
It's actually doing pretty well. We're hopefully we'll at least cover the cost, I think, and then maybe make a few bucks on it. So yeah, it's going pretty well. Basically what we did is we wanted to try out and test on a smaller giveaway, could we do like virtual entries and not have product specific things? And so we've created a pop-up that when you're, when you add something to your cart, hey, would you like to enter this giveaway, and it explains it. And so it gives people the opportunity to enter into it. Now I need to talk about it some more in the videos, promote it a little bit more, but we wanted to kind of test out how much promotion is necessary to do it, and if it didn't work, I can swing, giving away. So the option, if you're not familiar, the option is you can choose an entry-level dry ice cleaning setup. Or you could choose an OG shopping suite. So the winner is going to get to choose which would he like to do.
And they come here as part of the deal too. So
yeah, get you a flight here, come go to dinner, talk about life and business. If you're wanting to be a pro, or you're just doing it for fun, or you're just a fan or whatever, we're going to kind of set you up and teach you some stuff hopefully, and it's going to be fun.
So you get dry ice cleaner, you get the compressed air dryer.
Mm-hmm.
You get the not that hose air compressor, but a different.
Yeah, we have to figure out what are they going to be doing with it. So I didn't specifically pick and what's their power like and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we'll kind of figure that out together when the winner makes the choice.
So they get that or shopping spree, $10,000 in the OG store / warehouse out here. That'd be fun too.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Would Matt recommend? The Mad Prana wants to know. A Dynon carbon intake for an N54.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. It's just a huge project. It was like you got to cut bumper piece. I mean, it was like a 2-day project. You got to relocate the power steering pump. It's a big undertaking. But, I really liked it.
Let's see. Brad Hone says, garage giveaway, I'm in. Yeah, we're hopefully
yeah. We couldn't do it the last couple of years because we couldn't get the stuff, So
the one guy never did get his garage situation figured out either.
Right. So we just gave him the money option.
He chose the money.
Yeah.
Let's see. George says, I'm curious. What is or are Matt's favorite bands?
Tool. Anything that Maynard does. So Tool, Pfeiffer, Perfect Circle. Let's see. What else?
What else is in your Spotify?
Yeah, let me see. Title, Chris, not Spotify. Spotify I'll use for podcasts. Let's see. Let me go to my list here.
Dylan's right. He said Tool.
Get out of here. I don't want to freaking make a profile. Get out of here. Chris's would be Dave Matthews Band,
yeah.
He has the same CD in his car on loop. And he doesn't listen to the radio, just listens to that.
I have a 6-disc CD changer in the LS430.
All 6 Dave Matthews discs. Actually,
Definitely.
you probably only have one. Only have one disc in there. What is going on here? I don't want that.
Who else am I seeing in concert this year?
What's making me set up a profile? No, I don't. Matt. I just want to access my list.
Neil White wants to know, Limp Bizkit?
No.
No. You don't want to keep rolling?
Yeah, I like Pink Floyd. You know what's kind of cool is that, like, as I was growing up, I didn't. What the? Oh, here we go. Tracks. Okay.
Yeah, this title thing's complicated.
Yeah.
That's why I use.
I've been a big fan of Chris Stapleton lately. I'm kind of getting into the like real man country, not your dorky Florida, Georgia, southern like glam, like Tennessee, Nashville glam country is dumb. I kind of getting into like some of the like Chris Stapleton type stuff, like Montana, Montana real man country stuff.
They have belt buckles and ride horses.
Cody Johnson, that kind of crap. Let's see. I'm not doing a good job here.
Makes for great podcast.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Perfect Circle.
There you go.
That's it.
Oh, Dylan wants to know, well, you just answered this. Yeah. Have you heard Maynard's new band, Pfeiffer?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Yep.
Is Matt more into streaming music or vinyl?
Oh, streaming only, yeah. I bought 5 records and listened to them none.
He has a great setup for it, but never use it.
Yeah. No. Stream generally in my garage or, in the car.
Let's see. Christopher Deedy says, my wife bought me a 1322 for Christmas. That's very nice. She didn't realize there were accessories. Daniel S. helped me get all the wall mounting accessories. Thank you for the great customer service. Nice. Good job, Dan.
Yeah, there's a funny Facebook. You see that Facebook post in the group? When guys like, what's going on here? Do these guys not have customer service?
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, they don't respond, blah, blah, blah. And so then Bryce screenshotted very nicely. Bryce did a good job because I would have been like, screw you. I was ready to pick a fight. And Bryce responded. Ian sent like a whole detailed of like exactly what you need with links and everything. It's like good or best, so multiple options. Here's exactly what you need for your setup. And it was within I don't know, 10 hours or something, or because he sent it on like a Sunday night, and we responded like on a Monday afternoon or something like that. And he's like, oh, okay, sorry about that. It's just funny. I was getting bowing up. I'm reading through. I'm like, this guy, I'm gonna frickin' light this guy up, and then I'm gonna go yell at Manny and the team for what's going on here with this. And then at the end, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, everything's good. He got exactly what he needed. He's like, sorry, I'm an old man. So it all worked out. This is why I need to not read comments, because generally, context is hard to, inflection and tone is hard oftentimes to, especially people that don't write for a living, they just kind of do something quick. And so fighting, or making up a story around what somebody's saying when they're not really saying that is, I've learned my lesson over the years. Early on, I'd be like, and the guy was like, no, I meant like good job. And I thought he meant screw you. Like, how did I miss that one up? So, yeah, that was a pretty funny post, I thought. So to see, oh shoot, well, he's like, oh well, shucks, sorry about that. Let me go order it now.
George says, while we're on the topic, how much better is Tidal than Apple Music for lossless streaming? The high res on Apple is just okay.
Well, the Apple lossless is fantastic. The problem is that Apple lossless is not like playable natively on anything, like anything. So unless companies, like even on like AirPod Maxes, like you can't play Apple, like you're not getting full res 192.24 on that. So theoretically, Tidal is inferior because it is a lossy codec. MQA is Master Quality Audio is a lossy format, versus Apple lossless would be a lossless better codec, but you can't like stream to like anything of quality yet. So like a Blue Sound Node won't accept it. Receivers, even hardwired wired connections through Lightning. Lightning can't connect. There's a few hacks you can do like through like high res players and stuff, I think, but it's not like a simple. I just want to be able to frickin' hit play and have my the codec in my Blue Sound Node or my NAD device actually receive the the high res audio. But theoretically, I would love to make the transition to Apple Music. Would be great.
Let's see. Anth F says, hey guys, you should do a video of what everyone at Obsessed Garage drives. We did a video like that, actually. I think it's behind the inside the hex, though.
Yeah. So we're looking at the possibility of some new improvements of a new app. Man, I think Inside the Hex is really awesome. I'm making a video here today on what's going on. But the platform, the bold platform that we're using, using Patreon, it creates problems for our memberships and being able to get discounts and stuff. So we're hoping to make a transition to a new app to, possibly have a much better interface for people,
an improved user experience.
Yeah,
for sure. Tom Niz says, please ship your E92 to Carbon for a stroker motor. Would love to live through you in that experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this car. I would get another one and do that. I think I'm going to leave this one alone. EAG has this is what I would want to do. They have a 22,000 mile E90 sedan, with 2011, so one of the last versions. In Interlagos. How cool would that be? No nav, single hump, manual. How cool would that be to send that sucker to? It'll be the first car, I think. Just scroll down. Boom, right there. Shouldn't tell people about this. So imagine having
for price. That's never good.
Yeah, it's 93,000. Yeah, 26,000 miles. Black interior. It has as it wouldn't that be a great, matching car to my E92? I have the E90. And then I would send that to get the stroker done. That would be cool. That means I need to buy another set of carbon ceramic brakes.
4 more exhausts.
Yeah.
So that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not doing that right now. Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, Chris, this is from Bradley. I hope one of your Dave Matthews Band CDs is the Central Park concert. It is, Bradley. Good call. Ken Jeeper says, guy at work just bought a new M3. The car is smaller than I thought it would be. OG and Auto Fanatic video makes it seem like a bigger car.
It's freaking giant, man. I don't know what you're talking. It doesn't even fit on the lift. Like, I got to put the extensions out. It's huge.
And then looks like Mike T chimed in. If you're an Inside the Hex member, there's a video on all our rides. That's correct. And then he also asked, let me go back up to that real quick. Matt, does your dad still have the WRX?
I think Rex scammed them, and so bought it from him, and he's going to resell it for double. I'm not sure, but yeah, he sold it. He got
this week.
Yeah.
What did he get? He got an Acura.
Yeah, he got an old man RDX, and you can sit up a little taller, be a little more comfortable.
Yeah, he had that car
noise
up until like Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Now it's gone.
Yeah, he sold it for what, $18,000.
I don't even know.
Rex is probably going to sell it for $28,000.
Rex is selling to a buddy of his like in Iowa or something. I don't know the story. Matt needs to check out the Turnpike Troubadours for his newfound country liking.
Interesting.
Yeah. Add that to your list.
I'll check it out.
Matt should sell an OG mixtape for a giveaway item. There you go. Joseph wants to know, any plans to start wash and drives of other people's cars?
Yes, I had that written and underlined on my list today. Yeah.
MSN Online wants to know, would a stainless cabinet work to enclose the Wall Krenzla pressure washer system?
Yeah, I mean, don't see why you couldn't do that. I mean, just cut the back of the cabinet out, put it in, or put it in through the face of the cabinet. I guess you could do that. I don't see why you couldn't do that.
All right, we got some audio nerd stuff here. Jay Eichhorn says, Amazon Music Unlimited streams a lot of content, 24-bit, 192 kilohertz FLAC, top-notch quality. Kevin Nicken says you can stream Apple Music natively if you use AirPlay. It's just clunky. You use a Mac as a player and connect it to an outboard DAC. You get full lossless.
Yeah.
But you have to use a computer as a player.
Yeah. That I knew there was an option. That's what he's saying. So you have to do an outboard DAC. And you have to do this funky connection point, because you can't just send Apple also through AirPlay, because it'll down convert it to 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz. I forget what I think AirPlay. They never really explicitly publish what AirPlay's limitation is, but yeah, that I knew there was some funky way to do it.
Then Jack Hay says, the standard lossless Apple is 2448 or 2496, just not the same, but I love the high res. I know you like this one too. Alex says, Matt, how do you rate Sonos products? I have an eye on their soundbar range.
Yeah, no, don't do that. The Sonos stuff is, it's just not good. It doesn't sound good. And then I just don't find why everybody likes that. I feel like the app was terrible. I had Sonos in the Woodgate house, so I just let the guys do it. It was just awful. Just the whole interface was terrible. Maybe it's gotten a little better in the last year or two. But you want to opt for the Blue Sound version. I'll give you a sweet deal. I've got 3 of the Blue Sound soundbars sitting over there. I'll make you a sweet deal on. I also have a few of the speakers as well. But yeah, you want to go to bluesound.com and look at all the different stuff. If you're going to head down that path, because the other nice thing about Blue Sound is you have Dolly, you have PSB, and you have NAD. All have adopted the Blue Sound architecture, so they all work together. So you can do high end, medium end, low end. You've got all different options to work with. Yeah, but I have 3 Pulse Soundbar Pluses. I'll sell you one of them on the cheap. Way better than the Sonos soundbar. The only thing I don't love about the Pulse is if I have it in Kate's room, and so it times out and then it doesn't like if you don't use it often. So if it's on your like one of your main TVs, I have to go into the app and switch the input off, and so when it receives the audio return channel from the TV, sometimes it times out, and I have to reconnect to it. And it's not nearly as good if you're going to do a sound bar. You want the Sennheiser, Sennheiser Ambios, either the Soundbar Plus or the Ambio Max. But if you want whole home, audio stuff, I think you want to do Blue Sound for sure. I can get you all that stuff. So if you're interested, just shoot me an email and I'll make you some sweet deals on some of the. I've got a Pulse. I think I have a Pulse Mini, and I've got the Soundbar Plus that were like Cedia. They use for like Cedia demos. So I've got those sitting around that I've got to sell.
All right, let's see here. Warren says, I live in Cleveland/Helen. And drive a pretty cool custom Mustang. He'd be down for subscriber wash and talk next time you're up there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I've probably seen him driving around.
Christopher Dede wants to know, does Matty have a playlist we can listen to on Spotify?
No, I don't.
And then Obsessed Garage chimed in, his Spotify playlist is mostly Ariana Grande.
No, that is not true. There's not a single listen to Ariana Grande in here. I don't think so.
I don't think I know her songs.
Yeah.
All right, that's all the questions we got for today. Are we going to be back next week? Are we going to actually do 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think
2 weeks
so.
in a row here?
I don't see. Let me look at my schedule
February
here.
3rd, I'll be here. You'll be here.
Yeah, February 3rd looks good. February 10th looks good. February 17th, I'll be back in Helen. And then the 24th looks good.
All right. So we'll do this again next week.
Yeah, maybe.
And then the 25th, don't forget, 25th, open house here at OG. So if you're close by, even if you're not close by, but you want to come visit, it's a good day to do it. We had people last time from Louisiana.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 322 Oak Street.
Yep. Matt Duffy says there are a few public playlists for Money 2536. Is that you on Spotify?
Really?
No.
No. Nope. Interesting.
Look that up.
That's not me. Let me look here.
It's your imposter.
Yeah.
Anthony Lucci. Great show, guys. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for tuning in today.
Oh, yeah. Money 2536. That is me.
What's the playlist?
There's nothing on it. Playlist 2.
Anything good?
No, I don't know what that is. Playlist. Oh, you know what this was? There was somebody had like hacked my account. There for a while there, Spotify, there's people hacking accounts. So I'd be like listening to something and it'd like shut off and go to like some twinkle music or some weird EDM thing. Like, what's going on? And I'd go and stop and I'd hit play. And then I'd stop and hit play, and so yeah, somebody had signed on to my account, just hijacking what I was listening to, and so yeah, those playlists.
That's their playlist.
But I mean, I don't even know what these songs are. Yeah, look, Rap Star, Polo G, Rap Star, Da Baby, Jack Harlow,
I don't know,
Bruno Mars. Don't listen, Migos. Get out of here. And the playlist is called Boy, B-O-I.
Oh, yeah, that's you for sure.
You think that I created that playlist? How do I delete this? Yeah, that was when my account got hacked. I'm like, what the heck? DJ Khaled.
Oh, yeah.
Roddy Ricch. People were...
Thanks, Matt Duffy, for finding that. This is good stuff.
I always see this in the playlist edit. Let me delete these. No,
he's just acting like he's deleting them.
The other playlist is Samfi,
Sam
Peasty, and another playlist.
Maybe it's
is
Ryan's playlist. Somebody's trying.
Behind, Shine Hustle.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what this stuff is. I need to go listen to these songs. Maybe I'll like them. How do I delete the playlist?
A cool way to find new music. You just let other people make a playlist for you.
Delete. Here we go. I'm not letting you guys find this. I'm telling you, this is not me. Boy, B-O-I.
Yeah.
I type in full sentences with punctuation.
Oh, Matt found another one here. Matt Duffy says Mormon Maine, M-A-I-N. Sounds more like Matty.
No, that's not me. That's a different Mormon because it's not in my playlist here. Delete. These aren't deleting. They just keep coming back.
See? Matt Moreland. That's his account.
They keep coming. Oh, yeah, Mormon, Maine. What is that? Oh, yeah, that's my. That's cool. I'll own up to this one. This is for
Matt's twerk music.
This must be like auto-generated because this is everything that I listen to. I didn't create this playlist. Maybe I did for CrossFit, I think. Yeah, when I owned the CrossFit. Trapped, Chevelle, Puddle of Mud, Yellow Card, Mudvayne, POD, Saving Abel, 30 Seconds to Mars. That's me.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Yeah. That's good. I'll keep that one.
Angry gym music. That's called.
Yeah.
That's what Caroline calls it. She'll hear a song and be like, that's your gym music. It's angry gym music.
Mm-hmm. It keeps you moving.
Yeah.
Moving
All right.
fast.
Thanks again, everyone, for the questions, for participating. And we will be back next week. 2
Maybe.
o'clock Eastern.
See ya.
See you guys
Later.